You won't believe it. The killer and the apple story. Leisha took a brave bite of the apple, and Corvo savoured the sight. Suddenly her expression changed, and she ran off like a dog was chasing her to lose Corvo. She heard Chris calling, like he was her last hope. But when she looked back, there was Corvo behind her, appearing like a ghost. Corvo wasted no time shooting at Chris, with bullets ricocheting everywhere like a fireworks show. Chris seized the chance to counterattack. It looked like an equal fight, but deep down, he was just trying to crush the party. Leisha, taken hostage, trembled in fear. Chris missed his chance and silently dropped his weapon. Without weapons, they were like two trapped chicks. Corvo tied Leisha to the car and thoughtfully bound Chris. Corvo grabbed Chris and gave him a punch, wondering who on earth this guy was. Subtitles. Who the heck are you, you bastard? Can this line be repeated once more? He's my dad, Chris N. You're my biological daddy. This revelation caught Corvo off guard, and after some father-son analysis, the plot twist hit him. Corvo quickly knocked him out, and when the camera panned back, there was Chris hanging from a big banyan tree in front of the church. Talk about hanging out hard. Vincent hurried over, clearly tipped off by Corvo. Those once friendly brothers were now sworn enemies, like fire and water. He was thinking of ending Chris, but maybe he thought he still has some value. He ordered his men to release Chris. On return, Vincent got Corvo's call to go to the old crime scene. Where is his daughter? Vincent was boiling with immense rage upon hearing this news. He pulled his weapon mercilessly and shot the assistant. He never showed mercy to traitors. Chris was very curious about their feud. Vincent walked slowly, reminiscing about hiring Corvo for a job, only to find himself backstabbed. He dispatched 15 elite men to attack Corvo. All were killed. Corvo just lost an arm. Heavy loss. Now he was a notorious undead demon in the assassin world, with hands dripping in blood. Chris couldn't help but worry for his dad. The car finally arrived, and Vincent divided his men into 3 teams to find his daughter. Meanwhile, Chris slipped to the abandoned factory. Vincent's men fell easily after a few screams. He stumbled upon a body, with its head hanging like a chopped coconut. Before he could even drop the body, Corvo's blade was right at his throat. Corvo cornered Vincent by the window, and finally, Leisha got to see her dad. The reunion was, at this moment, the father and daughter reunited. Vincent, however, noticed chains welded to Leisha's wrists and a sharp saw nearby. Corvo flipped the switch, and the chain slowly tightened, which was truly unsettling. Leisha's screams drew Chris' attention, revealing the hideout. Corvo rushed in, and a brawl ensued. Vincent tried to dash to the conveyor belt's end to cut it off, but found a huge shred at a heart-palpitating moment. He frantically hit all the buttons, but the machine was still running fine. See what a short fuse situation. In his despair, he raised the saw, ready to chop off his daughter's arm to save her, but he just couldn't bring himself to do it. Meanwhile, Chris and Corvo's battle escalated, as if Chris was determined to settle some scores. Both of them had their sights set on each other, and after Chris managed to knock Corvo down, Chris charged towards Leisha like a frenetic hunter, while Corvo wouldn't let him off the hook, chasing right after him. When Chris arrived, Leisha was being dragged to the shredder's edge, with Corvo hot on his heels. With no alternative, Chris forced himself to fight. The blade pierced his abdomen, he was kicked down, and lost all resistance. Leisha cried out, and Corvo turned to grab Vincent, constricting his throat like he was putting on a show. Are you happy now? Vincent yelled in frustration, feeling like a deflated balloon, powerless and desperate. Just when it seemed the shredder would swallow Leisha whole, Corvo revealed to Vincent that the switch was on the first floor. Time was tight. Corvo furious, when the hard diamond weapon snapped the chains. Leisha escaped in time. Corvo punched Vincent down, seized Leisha like a villain, ready to shove her into the machine. Chris, enduring immense pain, lunged at Corvo, determined to stop it all. They were in a furious tussle, like in a wrestling match, teetering on the brink of life and death, and at a crucial moment, Chris was pushed off the ledge. Leisha finally opened her heart to him, realizing how this man was willing to lay down his life for her. He had forgotten about his own life and death, and at the store's end, Leisha and Chris visited his mother's grave, and even though Chris was severely injured, he miraculously survived. Perhaps fate spared this newly reunited father-daughter pair from separation, letting them form a loving, fighting duo. Don't forget to subscribe.